Katy Perry situation is crazy. Hello, you gorgeous donuts. Today we're going to be talking about one of the biggest female artists out of the last couple of decades, Katy Perry, because this woman is involved in a lot of controversy lately and we're gonna cover the entire thing. If you somehow don't know who Katy Perry is, when I was younger, she was basically like one of the biggest women artists. I believe she was the highest selling one after Rihanna, so that shows like how big she was in her prime. She had bangers such as Do You Ever Feel Like a Plastic Bag, Going Through the Wind, blah de blah de blah. Remember that one? Classic. You're hot and you're cold, you're yes and you're no. Banger. Last Friday night. What? Banger. California Girls, you know that one where like she's shooting cream out of her tits? Banger! And it seemed like at the height of Katy Perry's fame, everything she touched just turned to gold. Like she could do no wrong. She seemed to be just like building upon her fame every single year. And when she reached a point where she felt like she couldn't really achieve anything more, she then decided to go on an extended break away from fame. Isn't this such a funny thing that like really rich like celebrities can do that? Like actually I'm kind of done with this whole fame thing now. I'm just gonna go and chill. See you guys later. I wish we could all do that, Katy. It says here she felt like she had accomplished a lot in her career and no longer needed to prove herself. She also expressed that she felt like an artist, not part of a game, and this allowed her to feel more free. Whatever that means. I think she just got like so much money and then lost the motivation for it personally. This probably like took a toll on her mental health, like she didn't have anything else to chase anymore. That's probably the reason why she stopped for a little period of time. And we see this so often with a lot of artists, a lot of famous people. After their extended break, they tend to want to come back because they like crave the attention or the validation or they just enjoy it. However, very rarely when these people come back do they ever reach the height of fame and the height of adulation they once had when they were in their prime. But Katy Perry is trying to get back to that point and she is doing various things to try and get people to talk about that. The first thing is she released her new album called 1432, which was released in 2024 last year, and I believe this album was very much fixated around her being proud to be a woman. She wanted to inspire other women to be proud of themselves, and people have said that this is like her new direction with her brand. Like this is like heavily what she wants to do now, just inspire other women. And when I was first researching into this and I'd read that this is what she wanted to do, I thought that was such a great thing. Like it's such a great purpose to have coming back. Like you're not doing it for the money, this is the sole reason you want to do it apparently. It just seems really genuine and really cool. And I think when she was gearing her brand to go this way, she thought everybody would jump on board and really back her. However, her comeback hasn't went down as well as she thought it would. When you look at the streams on this album, like some of the songs are pretty high. There's some with like 54 million plays, which is a hell of a lot for anybody. But a lot of the songs here don't even clear 10 million. And when you look at our previous projects, like 10 million would be a bad number for Katy Perry. Like even on our 2020 album Smile, every single song cleared 10 million. There was some with 724 million plays, which is, that's the level that Katy Perry had set. And even in her 2010 album Teenage Dream, like a lot of her songs had over 1 billion streams. So when you look at her new project, obviously they're nowhere near that number. And this got me thinking, why? Because Katy Perry's such a huge name, like why aren't people getting behind her new project, especially like with the themes that I've discussed it's meant to be based on? And after doing some research, I feel like I found the exact reasons why. Many people have brought into question why Katy Perry has decided to collaborate with a music producer slash songwriter called Dr. Luke. If you don't know who Dr. Luke is, he's the guy that's been in a 9-year legal battle with Kesha because Kesha had various claims against this man. But people that didn't know about this, in 2014, Kesha filed a lawsuit against Dr. Luke for SA, battery, SH, gender violence, emotional abuse, and violation of California business practices. He allegedly Kesha and also did things to her after he did this, allegedly, I have to say. Now this really contrasts with Katy's brand about empowering women because of the things that this man is being accused of. Like if you were really about empowering women, why would you get this man? Why would you work with this man when there's so many other music producers available? It just calls into question whether you are really trying to release this album to inspire women or you're just doing it to get like some more money. Now Katy did respond to the hate that she got for working with Dr. Luke on this new album on the Call Her Daddy podcast.
I want to ask you about one collaborator in particular. I know a lot of people have expressed disappointment and were really upset that you decided to involve Dr. Luke on this album. Why did you choose to work with him?
Look, I understand that it started a lot of conversations, and he was one of many collaborators that I collaborated with. But the reality is it comes from me. The truth is I wrote these songs from my experience of my whole life going through this metamorphosis. And he was one of the people to help facilitate all that, one of the writers, one of the producers. And I am speaking from my own experience. Like when I speak about Woman's World, I speak about feeling so empowered now as a mother, as a woman, giving birth, creating life, creating another set of organs, a brain, a heart. I created a whole ass heart, and I did it, and I'm still doing it, and I'm still a matriarch, and feeling really grounded in that.
I mean, that's great. That's great, but well, it's not really relevant to the question, though. Is it? You've just been asked, why did you, get Dr. Luke on? Doesn't seem like the best guy. And then you reply with, well, I did create a heart and then, a baby came outside of us. So I guess that answers all of the queries. That's such a politician's answer. Like, you didn't even answer that. You just said that you went through a metamorphosis and this guy was able to help you put it into a song. Yeah, but there's loads of producers and songwriters. Loads of people could have helped you put that into a song. You didn't even, explain why you chose that man. I get that he probably isn't having, the highest percentage of influence over the song. That is you, it's coming from you. But he still had a part to play in it. And it still makes it unauthentic. Unauthentic? Is that a word? Inauthentic. I have no idea, but it doesn't make it great. Like, imagine Kesha finding this out. She would be like, well, this makes no sense. How am I meant to feel empowered by this album, Katy, when you've used that man who unempowered us? Don't know why I went Irish there. I'm losing my mind in this.
And so I created all of this with several different collaborators, people that I've collaborated with from the past, from Teenage Dream era, all of that.
And it seems like she's trying to kind of play down his role in the overall album by saying I collaborated with a lot of people, so he's just one of many, but he was still one. It doesn't matter if he's one of 5 or one of 500, he was still one, and he still had a part to play in it. So I think people have a right to be angry, especially people who have been victim of the things that Dr. Luke has been accused of. Like, they're not going to participate in listening to this album, they're not going to feel empowered by this, and I believe this is why a new album just hasn't really took off. However, one thing that has took off recently is Katy Perry herself, as Katy has recently embarked on one of the wildest things I've ever seen a singer do, possibly the wildest. Katy Perry has went to space, and I'm not even kidding. For some reason, Katy Perry one day decided to wake up and go, you know what, I'm kind of bored. I'm just gonna go inside a rocket with a lot of other women and just go to space because I've got the money to do so. And quite frankly, I don't give a about anyone that cares different, if I'm honest. Before we get onto the actual videos when she's in space, I want to react to some of the documentation she did prior to taking off. She did a couple of videos leading up to it, showing the process of her training.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the capsule that we have been training in for the last few days. Here I am.
Sorry? For the last few days? You've only been training for the last few days and you're going to space, love? How does that work? Wait, can anyone do this? This is so sad because, when I was younger, I researched into being an astronaut because I was had the idea that maybe one day I could have been it. Do you know the amount of work it takes to get to the stage where you're able to, just blast yourself out of this planet? It takes years and years, above 10 years research and work and experience. And Katy Perry's done it in a couple of days just because she released Hot and Cold a couple of years ago. Hell. Celebrities, especially A-list celebrities, just get a queue jump to everything, don't they?
Yeah. Seat number 2.
I'm glad that they've got, name tags on the seats just in case, somebody booked your seat. It's like when you get on a train, someone sitting in your seat, sorry mate, I've booked this one. Right, off your pop. Got my name on. See, yeah. Fuck off. Find your own rocket. I wonder if there's a first class section on this rocket.
Here on the New Shepherd. I think I'm gonna sing.
I love the outfit as well. She's dressed like she's in the Fantastic Four. Is the Thing coming along? The Human Torch? Maybe it's Katy Perry as the Invisible Woman.
These are all of my astronaut girly friends. We are the Taken Up Space crew. And of course, that saying has had a different meaning to it, but I think it's now the first time ever that it's a double entendre. I do believe this. I'm not going to say I can't believe I'm here. I do believe this because I think that believing your dreams and saying that is actually how you make your dreams come true.
Oh my god. I didn't think like celebrities or influencers talk like this anymore. Like I thought that it had kind of, the internet had bullied them out of speaking like this. But when it's people that were famous from like 10 plus years ago, they still think how they thought then. You can't just say on a video, especially like at the current time where people are really struggling, and you're like, yeah, like the reason that I'm in this astronaut right now is just because I believed in it. If you just believe in your dreams, you can get out of this planet, love. All you've got to do is speak it into existence. Literally, just say every single night, I'm gonna get off this planet. I'm gonna get off this planet, and it'll come true. Just do it. And if it doesn't happen, well, that's a you problem because it happened for me. I feel like the more we watch of this, the more tone deaf it's gonna get. This is gonna be wild.
T-minus 1 day before I get to go to space. I think if you know me, you know that I'm always looking for little confirmations from the heavens, from my guides, from my angels, from my higher self. You know, when I ask for it and I'm open to it, it's pretty loud.
Did Katy Perry like charge her crystals on her mantelpiece, like outside her window, and this is how she like managed to manifest her getting onto a rocket that's gonna leave the planet? Is this what she's telling us right now? Mercury retrograde came and now she's going to Mercury. Wait, is Mercury a planet? It is, isn't it?
I looked up the capsule, and the capsule on the very front of it is the outline in the shape of a feather. And when I saw that, it was like a total confirmation because my mom has always called me Feather. And so I'm in space training today, and it's, you know, there's a lot to digest. We're almost finished with the day, and they show us the capsule, and we've run simulations in another capsule.
Like, Katy Perry seems like a nice person. She seems, you know, like she means well. But it is interesting how, like, from the videos she's posted, we don't know any of the crew that's going with her. It seems like it's kind of all about her. Like, she just kind of showed her name in the previous video. She said that it's shaped like a feather, and her mom used to call her a feather. So, you know, this was just kind of built for me, if you know what I mean.
And tested the noise and what to expect and all these different things. And they reveal the capsule name. And the capsule's name is Tortoise. A wave. Just the most energetic wave just shot through my body. And I was like, whoa, what? This capsule's name is Tortoise? My mom calls me two nicknames, Feather and Tortoise.
What? Shut up, Katy! You're joking, love. Feather and but that's the name of the... Oh my god, it was meant to be. Katy Perry was destined for space. I knew as soon as I seen that hot and cold video, that woman would end up staring at Pluto.
What are the chances that I'm going to space on a rocket in a capsule with my symbol, the feather, called Tortoise? And my mom calls me Tortoise. I will screenshot my mom's messages when she calls me Tortoise. There are no coincidences, and I'm just so grateful for these confirmations and so grateful that I feel like something bigger than me is steering the ship.
Okay. So you can see that Katy definitely thinks that this is like written in her destiny to do this. Like it seems like it's kind of all about her, if I'm being honest, like not about the actual mission, which is pretty big, going to space. She has done various interviews prior to taking off, talking about this journey she's gonna go on.
Oh, I'm making a space playlist right now, actually. I'm calling it so far the Space Sisters, Planet Claire by the B-52s, Starships by Nicki Minaj. Hey girl. Obviously Starman by David Bowie. Everybody forgets Intergalactic by Beastie Boys, but that thing slaps, especially when we're going up intergalactic and we're like,
This is like, what universe are we living in where Katy Perry's talking about which playlist she's gonna play while she just dots off the planet? Like, what is this world? This is just mental. Yeah, actually, I've queued a couple of songs. Eminem, Spaceman, Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon. So that would be a great one, you know, and we're just dotting back that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Kid Cudi would love to have been here. Unfortunately, he's not famous enough.
And then Daft Punk Around the World, and we're like, yeah, we're floating. And, you know, I don't typically do this, but E.T. Come on. Hello. Here we go.
Let me know in the comments if you were in a rocket leaving Earth, what would be the one song you would play? I want to see what you would play. I think that's gonna bring some funny ones. I would just like bring the mood down a lot and just play like Little Peep or like Little Skies nowadays. Just like get everyone really, really down that we're leaving. Just kind of ruin the entire vibe. People begging me to open the windows.
Hi guys, it's 1 hour and 5 minutes till we launch. We are the Taking Up Space crew. There's 6 of us, all women. It's a historical flight to space because it's the first time that all women have been in space. And I'm so excited for this launch.
Now, that is one thing I actually kind of rate about it, because this has got a lot of like, it's got a lot of men quite angry that she's like said that it's all women, and it is all women that is on the video. I'm unsure if it is actually all women, like the extended crew that are on video, but she says it is, so we'll believe her. That is a really good thing, you know, and it definitely plays into our new brand, inspiring women, and I definitely think she's kind of making it this way to just drown out the previous stuff about which producer she was working with, just to kind of reinforce that this is everything she cares about. And you know, like, young lasses might watch this and feel really inspired, and that's totally a good thing.
I have never felt this much love like I have felt today. I feel like my message that I'm getting is you never know the amount of love that you have inside of you until the day you launch. And I'm feeling that love. I'm sending you love. Please come check it out on blueorigin.com/live. Watch us go up. Watch us.
I mean, I'm not trying to bring the mood down here because she looks really happy, but I've only seen people talk bad about this. Like, I've seen a couple of people say that, you know, it's good that it's all lasses going up, which again, I agree with. But, you know, Katie, there's people really struggling, you know, in America, really struggling just to put the heating on, you know, just to live. And you're like saying that everyone loves you going to space, like a short period of time. I think they'd rather all the money is spending on that just go to, you know, the families that need it in America. No, I think that probably would be a better option. If anything, that's more inspiring. That would be more inspiring. Or even, do you know, like, paying for, like, women astronauts or people that are you know, training to be astronauts who are women to go up there, but you fund it. That would be really inspiring. Just interesting why she's, like, the only one front and center here.
My kitty cats, I have a special reveal coming to you from Zero Gravity. Hey, just want to tell you, I love you so much. Love is all you need, and nothing means anything unless it equals love.
Why do I kind of like her, but also think she's a bit nuts? She's like a walking Pinterest quote machine. It's only love if it means something. If you live, and you laugh, and you love, you are whole. This woman must have rinsed Tumblr back in the day.
I'm really excited about the engineering of it all. I'm excited to learn more about STEM and just the math about what it takes to accomplish this type of thing. I was winding down from a rehearsal the other day, and I was listening to Cosmos by Carl Sagan and reading a book on string theory, and yeah, I was like going to bed. That was definitely like helping. I was like, Pythagoras.
Can you imagine being, you know, somebody that is wanted to go in a rocket your entire life? Like, you know, you're a budding astronaut. You've been through just years of studying, years of work and getting the experience. And then Katy Perry's like, yeah, so like I read like a couple of things. I read a little bit of a book about it. Really excited for me first flight. You would be gutted. You'd be like, what am I even doing here?
But, you know, I've always been interested in astrophysics and interested in astronomy and astrology and the stars. I feel like we are all made of stardust and we all come from the stars, and it'll be exciting to see them twinkle from that side.
Am I being overly harsh here? Let us know in the comments, but this just seems really tone deaf to us, and I don't know why. Because normally, in these videos, I'm like, oh, I can see it from their point of view. And I can see it from Katy's point of view. Like, if you had the opportunity to go to space, you probably would take it. Like, some people might not, but I know a lot of people watching this would. But it's almost like she's been famous for so long, and she's had so many things given to her for free because of who she is. Like, people put her on a pedestal, that it's almost like she believes that she's worthy to go to space without having put in any of the work towards it. Do you know what I mean? It's such a difficult one. I don't know if I'm being too harsh here, because I'm not reading any comments and getting like a gauge of where my opinion sits with everyone. Now, for people wondering who were the other women on this flight, here they are. Jeff Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez, CBS host Gayle King, former NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bowie, scientist Amanda Ngayan, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, and film producer Kerry-Ann Flynn. So it is good that there is a former NASA rocket scientist and an actual scientist on there, because they would have studied their entire life. It would have been nice to have 6 people like that, but 2, we'll have to just take it. Okay, let's have a look at some of the footage from them launching and them in space. I need to see this.
Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
Why does the rocket kind of look like a penis? Do all rockets look like that? I don't really stare at rockets too much. You can't tell me that's not a penis shaped. Are penises aerodynamic? See, this is why I will never go to space. I look at a rocket and I'm like, wait, are penises aerodynamic? That's mental that Katy Perry's in there. What are we doing? What is this world? Why is Katy Perry in there? That is actually wild though, when you think about it. Like, going into space when you're just a pop singer. This is blowing my mind. Like, for anyone going to space, it's mental.
1, 2, 3, take up space!
Tamir's in space.
Oh my god, this is crazy. What is she?
Flynn, I gotcha.
Sir, what was she doing? Why she took that up with her? What is this?
Flynn, I gotcha. I gotcha, Flynn.
Gotcha.
Flynn? That looks like a boy. Why is there a boy on this flight? Get him off. I thought no penises were allowed. How did Flynn sneak on here? The dirty git.
Oh, the moon! You guys, I will have to tell you, look at the moon.
That's amazing.
Wow, look at the blue line.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goddess. Wow. That's our pink moon.
Okay.
I love how they're literally in space, especially Katy. Katy's in space, and I feel like she's looked at the camera more than she's looked out at the window.
Oh my gosh.
This is so 2025. People are taking selfies in space.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's amazing.
I mean, I really do hope that this ends up being a good thing and people feel like, you know, some people feel inspired by this, like especially women. I hope that this is the effect it has. I don't feel like this was the initial effect it's meant to have. I feel like they just wanted to go to space. But hopefully, if anyone who is a young lass watches this and goes, you know what, that might be a career for me, this was the first route into it. I'm trying to look at this in a more positive way than a lot of people are. She has also got a lot of hate for her interview straight after getting off the rocket.
Katy. No, you're not the crier of the group.
Killer of the group.
No, you are not.
I'm crier.
I'm going to tell you something right now. You are officially an astronaut.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel?
Are you automatically an astronaut because you go to space? Because then, yeah, I mean, Katy Perry is an astronaut. Don't you have to do loads of, like, training and, like I said, like, years of work to become an astronaut? Like, I think there's a difference between being an astronaut and going to space. Let's just give her it. Let's it. Katy Perry's now an astronaut, not an artist.
I feel super connected to love. So connected to love. I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give, and how loved you are until the day you launch.
What? I'm not trying to be mean here because she's not actually saying anything mean. It's almost like her brain just revolves around posts that are on canvases and TK Maxx. Just love is just love, man. You don't know how much love you've got until you launch. One thing I will say from her perspective, I can imagine going to space. You just get this crazy kind of new perspective that, like, all of these problems that people have, like, everyone's down there and we're like the one of like few people that are up here. Like, that must really be a life-altering experience. So I'll give her that. That's probably why. But she was speaking like this before she even went there. It seems like she's went to a retreat, like a love retreat, and it's just changed her entire vibe.
These incredible shots of Daisy watching you as the rocket, it'll make me cry, as the rocket's going up, and she was so proud. Just kept saying, "Mommy, mommy." And I know you'll feel the same way when you watch it. And you brought a real life Daisy up.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
It's about a collective energy in there. It's about us. It's about making space for future women and taking up space and belonging. And
that's the effect I hope it has, like I said previously in this video. However, Katy said it's not about her. Everything has been about her. Like, every little bit of this has been about her. This is about her. I feel like if she just admitted it and been like, look, I just really want to go to space, and hopefully this inspires anyone else who wants to go to space, like, people would have a lot more respect. But it's just, that's just kind of not being authentic with it, in my opinion. Just say you wanted to go to space with an all-female crew and you wanted to inspire people. It just feels inauthentic, and I don't know why. I don't want it to feel like this way. I don't know if I'm just being a knob here.
the moment, I mean, it is the highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown, trust, and this whole journey is not just about going to space. It's the training, it's the team, it's the whole thing. I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the, different tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to...
Oh, well, if Katy recommends it, you recommend it, do you, Katy? Don't worry, I'll just go on Love Holidays. I'll see if they've got any empty reservations, right? I'll book it. I'll book it for me and Chloe. Give us a sec, love, right? I'll see if they've got any seats, any stitch seats available. I recommend it to anyone, as if I could just book that. Cheers, love. Thanks. You gonna leave a good review on TripAdvisor, are you, love? That's great. 5 stars? Class. I recommend it to anyone. Oh, well, that's good then. That's good. I wonder if Jet2's got any flights available. I've heard they're quite busy this time of year, so probably should have booked in advance. Probably not going to get a seat number. Now, the internet hasn't really taken well to this entire escapade of Katy Perry leaving the Earth. The 2 astronauts who were stuck in space for 9 months watching Katy Perry kiss the ground after being in space for 10 minutes. Oh yeah, they're getting a disastrous side eye. The aliens seeing Katy Perry in space. Oh, that's f***ing Katy Perry. Yeah, joking. It is. Hot and cold. Yes, and it's Katy Perry. Yeah, joking. How did Katy Perry manage to do something more cringe than marrying Russell Brand? People are horrible. I think the Katy Perry moon landing was fake. Katy has responded to the negative response to her leaving planet Earth as well, I want to make clear. She doesn't regret going to space. It was life-changing. What she does regret is making a public spectacle out of it. By that, she probably... realizes she did make it all about her rather than the crew. The crew was obviously mentioned, but I had to search who was in this crew apart from Katy Perry. All of the videos on Katy Perry's platforms were just Katy Perry a lot of the time until they actually got to space. It would have been nice to learn a little bit more about all of the other women that were on this flight. And yeah, I hope this doesn't derail anyone who is a budding astronaut and kind of working towards their dream of leaving planet Earth in a rocket, because when I saw this entire story unfold, I just did a little bit of research in what it actually takes to become a fully fledged astronaut, and like I've said in this video, the work that it takes is unbelievable. There's such little people that will get the opportunity to leave the planet on a rocket, but so many people who want to. You have to really put your whole life has to be dedicated to achieving this dream. It says here, you need to possess a master's degree in a STEM field. Katy Perry just read a bit of a book on it, including engineering, biological science, physical science, computer science, and mathematics. And then you need to have at least 2 years of related professional experience obtained after degree completion, or 1,000 hours piloting command time on a jet aircraft. But yeah, I want to end this video on a positive note. I hope that this was inspiring for some women out there. I really do hope this. And I hope it's good comes out of this, even though a lot of people are saying, it's mostly bad. But I do think it brings up an interesting conversation about celebrities now aren't praised for everything they do. When Katy Perry was at the height of her fame, celebrities were very much put on a pedestal. If they did any little thing that was good, they were applauded for it. Whereas now, cultures shift where celebrities are held to the same standard as normal people now, and I kind of like it because they can't take the moral high ground on things anymore. People just cut the bullshit now and just actually just see through it, which is a good thing. However, I do feel like Katie's intentions with this were pure. I just think, like, in her own words, they possibly, you know, she might have made it about everyone else a little bit more if she did it again. Anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you want to see me cover another story, click this video right here or watch another video from me right here. And thank you very much for dedicating the time to watch this. I appreciate yous. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Kirkham, baby.